What's good, guys? My name is Darius, and I'm back again for another part of my series, the 101. Now, the general idea behind the 101 is to help new or returning users get their bearings and teach them a few of the basic mechanics in various games. Today, I'm going to continue my conquest and help you learn a few more things about Warframe. And as usual, if you do like my content, be sure to follow my socials down in the description below. Also, there will be resources for this 101 in the description as well. With all that being said, let's jump right into this. Now, as you can see, the past week or so, I've actually got myself Eneros Prime. I also got myself a couple of Cuba weapons as well. And honestly, I do like him, and he is pretty awesome. And I love the way he is. Especially the way his design is, makes him look like an actual pharaoh, believe it or not.
I've been thinking, Operator.
But anyway,
I thought
let's get into this. So, we talked about various things from stat bonuses, the type of warframes, and the type of weapons and the mods that you'll come across. But there is one thing I've been holding off on teaching you guys. And in this session, I'm going to teach you about syndicates. Now, before I actually get into it, if you guys haven't known yet, in Warframe, there's several syndicates littered around the entire galaxy. So, depending on which one you're a part of, you can get various bonuses, benefits, and various items from them as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, what are syndicates? Syndicates are pretty much the de facto guilds, similar to how in most MMOs where you have different guilds such as the Thieves Guild, Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, etc. This is basically the exact same thing, only with a few different tweaks. So, to access your syndicates, all you have to do is start from navigation and go to your left. You'll come across this console right here where it has syndicates. Now, there are a total of 6 different syndicates in the game. You have Red Veil, the Parian Sequence, New Loka, Steel Meridian, Cephalon Suda, and Arbiters of Hexus. Now, the thing about these syndicates is that even though they act differently from how some guilds are, they roughly handle things the exact same. Now, you see these guilds right here, or syndicates, and you see this little bar right below them. That's basically your faction standing. The number up here dictates your rank within that faction. Every time you rank up in a faction, you can get various items. And I'm going to go inside and I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a bit of a demonstration. I'm going to start with Red Veil, which is one of the syndicates.
You are a fire, as feared as you are respected.
Now, this is Red Veil. One thing each faction has in this game is they have ranks. And each faction can go up to a maximum rank of 5. You start off on neutral standing with every faction, no matter which one you select. As you gain standing, which is this right here, every time you gather standing, you can do one of two things. You can upgrade your rank with said syndicate, or you can view offerings and you can see what each faction has for sale using standing. Since standing is a resource available only to just that one faction or syndicate, it's usually best to stick with one for the time being and then expand as you go on. So, how do you become part of a syndicate? Well, naturally, you can go to the syndicate dashboard right here, select the syndicate you want to represent, or you can go into one of the many relays dotted around the navigation, and you can visit them directly. So because of that, and I'll get to this right down here in a second, as soon as you select which syndicate you want to represent,
The fire.
you'll have various options and various things you could select from. Naturally, you could get various things such as Spectre blueprints, relic packs, sigils, various parts for specific items. You can get special items that you can equip into your gear wheel, and you can get special mods as well. You can also get sculptures and whatnot from here too. But the one thing you really do want to get from these syndicates is the actual Warframe mods. Now, the last part I explained in the mods that each mod is represented differently for each Warframe. And every time you slap a mod onto a specific Warframe, you'll modify specific abilities for that Warframe. For example, Ash's first ability is Shuriken, and this is the Seeking Shuriken mod. Now, it reads, hits exposed weaknesses on enemies, reducing their armor by 70% for 8 seconds. So whenever you use this on the enemy, you reduce their armor by 70%. This is what I mean when you select different mods that can modify different abilities. These mods are not permanent, so if you don't like it, you can take it off the Warframe, and then the Warframe's ability will go back to where it was. Anyway, you can get a multitude of different items, but this is the items that you want to go for, especially if you have the Warframe attached to it. Even if you don't have the Warframe, it's good to get the mod itself so you can have the mod on standby in case you decide to want to play with the Warframe. And down here you'll get most of the exclusive items exclusive to that syndicate. In this particular case, with Red Veil, I will get the Ratka Ballistica, I will get the Ratka Cernos, and I will get the Ratka Dark Dagger. You can also get Syndanas as well, which is the Acida Ratka Syndana. It costs a lot of standing, but it's more or less a cosmetic item. You can also get scenes where you can pose your Warframe in various areas of Red Veil. You can also get a stencil for your Orbiter as well, including a rare Exilus weapon adapter. But the one thing you do want to go for is these 3 weapons right here. Since these weapons cost the most, naturally you're going to want to get these, since these do also add towards a specific resource, which I will explain in the next part of this, in the next video. But the one thing you want to get and you need to have on you is sigils. The thing about sigils for all the factions is that they grant a bonus to the amount of standing you get. And the other thing, how do you get standing? Well, naturally you get standing by performing various missions with the sigil on. And I'll show you exactly how to use the sigil as well. Anyway, we're going to go back into Arsenal. Well, since I already have Inaros Prime here, I'm just going to select him. You want to select Appearance. And the one thing you want to select from here is Attachments. Actually, no, not Attachments. Nope. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's Regalia. That's what you want to select, Regalia. So it's this right here. I apologize. You want to select Regalia, and you want to select either front sigil or back sigil. But in this case, I'm just going to select back sigil. Right now, I have the sigil on here called Malevolent Sigil. So what does the Malevolent Sigil do? A sigil representing prestige gained within Red Veil. So every time I do missions and every time I do anything, I generate standing for that faction. So as long as I have this on me, I will generate standing for that faction no matter what I do. And as time goes on, you will try to do more than one faction as well. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The only way to generate standing is to have a sigil on your Warframe at all times. You can't get no standing if this isn't attached to your Warframe or anything for that matter. So, just having it in your part, just having it in your inventory isn't enough. You have to attach it to a Warframe. It's much like a stencil, so to speak. this is one of the cosmetic items that actually benefit you in the long run. Now, back to the syndicates themselves. Before I showed you about the syndicates at the top, but you're wondering, why is these syndicates down here in red? Well, for starters, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Because of that, each syndicate that you are part of will have an opposition to one of these 3 factions down the bottom. So naturally, Red Veil are enemies of the Arbiters of Hexus. The parent sequence is obviously the enemies of Cephalon Suda, and New Loka is obviously enemies of Steel Meridian. So, the reason why that is because each syndicate has their own agenda, and their agenda isn't like by the opposite syndicate themselves. Because of that, you see a red outline and you see a -2 next to the syndicate that I'm opposing. What this means is that syndicate is going to send hit squads after me. They may send hit squads after me during the mission. There's always a chance any one of these guys can send a hit squad. So because of that, the lower rank you are with the opposing faction, the more deadlier the enemies they'll send out after you. It's pretty random whether or not they'll be in the mission that you're in, but there's always enemies that will try to take you out because you're quote unquote in the way of progress. But anyway, that's what these 6 syndicates are for. Down here is the daily standing cap. Much like how I explained during the first video about how there's a cap to how much standing you can get in any particular way. This also holds true with the syndicates themselves. The daily standing cap affects all syndicates, not just one. But if you have one syndicate that you're a part of, but you're also part of a secondary syndicate, the syndicate that you're representing at that time will get the most benefit from the daily standing cap, while the allied syndicate will gain a secondary portion of it. So, the daily standing cap resets every day, and the standing cap increases with your mastery rank, which I will also explain in the next video. One unique thing about the syndicates as well is that all syndicates require you to do more than just earn standing. If you earn a certain degree of standing, you can pretty much rank up as usual, which I explained in the beginning. Now, how you rank up between syndicates is different. And the way you rank up syndicates is by maxing this white bar out all the way to the max. When you do so, you can upgrade your standing from rank 1 to rank 5, which all syndicates can do. So, how do you rank up? Well, you rank up normally by, again, acquiring standing, which is the first part, and sacrificing a certain item or resource to them in order to rank up. Now, the resources between syndicates vary from syndicate to syndicate. Some syndicates may require resources such as rubido, polymer, stuff like that. Other syndicates may require credits or another resource. And as you rank up higher and higher and higher at the syndicate, they will require more valuable blueprints such as prime parts, prime materials, and certain resources as well. For example, in order for me to rank up New Loka to rank 5, I need to have 99,000 standing. In order to rank up,
give what you can
so
to
yeah,
know to help us.
I need more than just 99 standing to do so. I need 500,000 credits to rank up, and I need a Titanium Prime systems in order to rank up as well. So, you need to fulfill 3 different things in order to rank up your syndicate standing, or your syndicate rank. Now, the pros and cons obviously is that when you rank up your syndicate, you get access to new items, new resources, and you'll get access to newer mods, newer capture backgrounds, and including the Syndicate's signature weapons. And to me, the cons outweigh the pros. Well, actually, the pros outweigh the cons in a huge way. Because if you have several pieces of Titania Prime systems and you can spare one, you can easily upgrade this. The only thing you will be missing is the 500,000 credits. It's steep, but you'll understand that you'll get much more in return. Because you can buy relic packs which will hold special prime parts that you may need in order to finish off that Warframe or finish off that weapon. Now, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to show you what is required to do so. Anyway, as you rank up, you'll notice that some things right here are locked out. That's because it requires a certain rank. Since I'm rank 4 or pure with New Loka, in order for me to acquire Flawless, which is the final one, I obviously need to sacrifice that stuff. Sacrifice the aforementioned stuff that I mentioned in order to have access to the rest of the blueprints and to have access to these special items as well, including their special sigil as well. But mind you, there may be items that you can't get back or won't be available to you at all anymore because it's vaulted. In most cases, every syndicate requires that you give up a prime part in order to maximize your rank with them. But once you maximize the rank, you don't have to worry about it no more. Now, because of that, you can get stuff like, again, you can get stuff like relic packs. Like maybe there's a Warframe or something that you may want to get, and you try to roll relic packs in hopes of getting that. You can get any type of relic from here, no matter what it is. So to me, relic packs and ancient healing specters, well, ancient specters, or specters in general, are the best option to get, especially when doing this. But if you first start out, it's best not to buy this or this too soon, and it's best to upgrade your standing as much as you possibly can. Okay, now let's back out. Now, since this is the Syndicates here, it's just the Syndicates themselves just doesn't affect just them in general. There are other Syndicates around, such as the Entrati, on Fortuna. You have them Solaris United, and you have the Ostrons on the Plaza Eidolon. But you also have standing for Conclave, and you also have standing for Cephalon Samaris as well at the relay. But each one of these syndicates all function the exact same way. You earn standing, you maximize it, you sacrifice credits or resources to upgrade said rank. Your standing will go down to reset to 0, but you increase it at the same time. Now, there are other ways to increase your standing with syndicates in their entirety. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, there are two ways you can increase your standing further than the daily cap, since the daily cap is just extra standing you can earn. However, there are ways outside of that. Anyway, if you highlight this tab right here, this will have a list of syndicates that you are part of that you can earn extra standing for. You earn the extra standing for these missions the exact same way you do the regular missions in the game, such as captures, excavations, hijacks, pretty much what you see right here. And each syndicate has levels into which you can attempt. Naturally, higher level missions rewards more syndicate standing. Now, the second way to get standing is by visiting the relay and going to the syndicates themselves. Because if you go straight to the syndicate themselves and you do those special missions for the syndicates, you can pick up special items that you could turn in for standing to them. Now, in most missions, you can obtain 8 special items for them in their entirety. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast... Nah, I'm not going to fast travel. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight to the Syndicates. Now, as usual, this is Cephalon Samaris. You can get standing for him.
I can see you are hungry for the knowledge
Yeah,
of the
you can get standing for him by researching these different research entries. So naturally, you'll get standing for performing synthesis for him.
must be earned, Tenno.
Now, oh yeah, that's Darvo. But yeah, I've done a mission for him a while back. But let me go back upstairs. Now, these are the syndicate areas in the whole game. Now, when you go up to one of the first envoys in the Syndicate themselves, you can turn in various items to them. The items you could turn in are these, which are called Syndicate, which are pretty much just Syndicate special items that you can only earn doing special Syndicate missions. Now, each Syndicate item offers a different amount of Syndicate standing that you can turn in to them. These can only be found within those special missions. You can't earn them any other place. Now, they each call it something different. For Red Veil, they call them marks. For the parent sequence, they call them quintesses. Or, well, quintents. And New Loka, they call them seeds. I don't know what they are over at the other ones, but you pretty much get the picture. You turn these in. You'll see on the right hand side, you see the name of what the item is, which is seed, and you see how much Syndicate standing it costs. Below it, it says Medallion of the New Loka Syndicate can be traded in on Relay Syndicate hubs for additional standing. This is the only way to get Syndicate standing outside the daily standing cap. Now, when doing that, be sure not to use too many of these because if you use these past the cap that you already have, you will lose them. So only use enough so that you get to the standing cap and not sacrificing any more. So, say for example, I have 99,000. Say I have 80,000 standing for New Loka, and I only need 19,000 more in order to max the standing cap. If I use more than the required number of seeds in order to get past the standing, say for example I have 99,500 standing that I could turn in to give to them. Naturally, since I have one of these already, the best thing for me to do is to take this off because the game will warn you, telling you that you're over the standing cap for New Loka. And anything you have past that will be lost permanently. And in order to get it back, you have to redo the mission and re-get the seed all over again. So the idea behind that is to spend as many as you can, come close to 99,000, and not go over. Basically, it's like playing The Price is Right. Anyway, you also get something like this, which is a universal medallion. This can be traded in any relay or any syndicate, no matter what it is. Honestly, I don't have any of these. I have no idea how to get it. But beyond that, there isn't too much more to say beyond doing syndicates. But it's a lot easier to understand what syndicate you want to be part of, what benefits you get from said syndicate, and whether or not you have the frames that the syndicate may provide with your Warframes. Anyway, that's it for me for this video. Happy you guys could stop by. And as usual, if you guys like the content or want to help me in the near future, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and follow me on my socials, which is down in the description below. There will also be resources to the Syndicates themselves, also in the description as well. So until then, I'll catch you guys later.